Well, Scotland got a nice injection of violence there, didn't it? So here we are, after all the build, after all months and months of announcements and the card builder, we finally got around to. At one point, it just didn't feel like it was actually ever going to come. But yes, November 18th at the Summer Hall Dissection Room, we finally got Scotland's first ever deathmatch show from its first deathmatch promotion in Bleeding Gums. If you follow this channel, obviously you'll know quite a bit about it already, because that's all I've been generally talking about for the last couple of months, to be fair. But yeah, so we finally got to the day, the big show, something that I've been looking forward to for about 6 months, I think. It was my friend Alton Thorne that messaged me about this promotion, and a good friend Nick as well. And I've been waiting for this and building it. And I must admit, I kind of built a high expectation for myself. But when you look at the card and when you look at the people that are on the bloody card, can you blame me? Like, honestly, we had we definitely did have the top tier in British deathmatch wrestling this show. And obviously the big name in town, straight for America, making his Scottish, European, British debut, whatever, was the Honey Badger himself, Neil Diamond Cutter. But yeah, as I say, we'll try and get into this review. I will say some matches I remember a little bit more than others. Not saying that all the matches were fantastic on this card, but say again, this is all from memory. The show hasn't been I'll tell you what's happened with the recording of the show later on. But yeah, this review's all from memory. So please forgive me if if there's certain spots I've forgotten or other things as well. But it was a great show. So it was. So let's get into this. Let's get into the first ever deathmatch wrestling show to happen in Scotland from our new favorite promotion, Bleeding Gums Wrestling. And the first match came up. Well, not just a scramble match, as I think we reported, it's a fucking scramble match. And we had 5 top tier British wrestlers involved in this one. And this was a great opener, great fun opener, great warm-up opener. This was the first ever match to take place in Bleeding Gums. And we had Ellis Barker, we had Jay Vertigo, we had Franco Fate, who was a last minute announcement, and he's huge, he's impressive. I've never seen that guy before, but fuck, he was great in the ring. We had Radu Bula, who I hope I pronounced that correctly. He stood out because he came out, holy shit, with his most gnarly looking barbed wire kendo stick that just looked amazing, but looked scary as fuck as well. So, and also we had former ICW and well-known Scottish wrestler Davey Blaze, who was another sort of big announcement for this show. And as I say, great opening match. The sort of match that you want is just, I love a match with a lot of moves in it, and this match had some fucking bangers in it. And it was just a great start from the crowd to get the crowd into it. I think all 5 of these guys just went for it. And I really enjoyed it. So quite a few of these guys I've actually never seen before. I look forward to seeing again as the promotions and Bleeding Gums, obviously. And, as I said, it was a fun match. I'll definitely have to have a look back at that one when the footage gets released. But yeah, I say the first opening match for Bleeding Gums in the scramble match, and it was Davey Blaze that took the win. It was kind of expected. I really enjoyed this one, and hopefully we'll see the likes of Davey Blaze. We'll see Franco Fate. Franco Fate was awesome actually in this match, and we'll hopefully see Radu Bula playing healing up as well with the that kendo stick was fucking mental. So it was. Excuse me. But yeah, definitely a fucking awesome opening match here. And then we got to our 2 singles matches. We had 2 single non-deathmatch wrestling matches, 2 fun ones as well. Very, very babyface healing it up sort of matches. And the first singles match was HT Drake taking on Scotland's very own and very well known, very creative man himself, Ewan G. Mackey, who I've seen at my local promotion. It's a family wrestling promotion in Perth FCW, and he's one of those names, like in Scotland. I mean, he is well known in the British scene, but it can't be. He's such a creative charisma as well. He's got great movesets, and him and HT Drake's scary. This match was all about HT Drake being the very big, quite scary Englishman taking on the cunning, cheeky little Scotsman that is. As you know, for those who have probably never seen UNG Mackie before, those fans coming from down south as well. Yeah, he's one to look out for. He's very, very entertaining. And I said before in other videos, I've seen him in family friendly shows. So it was interesting to see what he was. And he was fantastic. Both these guys were fantastic. Watching the match, at first you think it's going to be a bit of it looks like a squash match. It looks like might be, HT Drake's going to waffle over him. But you forget the cunningness and the cleverness of UNG Mackie, who's a quick and slippery fellow for the man to catch. And, he was getting some beatdowns. UNG Mackie was getting a bit of offense in there. But I already could see the finish. And, as I think it was, UNG Mackie won the match. He defeated HT Drake, which was, I was quite happy at that booking decision. But also, I want to say it was memory again. It was the surprise roll-up that took him as well. And we know some famous on YouTube that likes to say that's the most devastating move in all of professional wrestling. But yeah, I actually turned to my missus and I said, you know what? Ewan's going to go over in this match. I think we're going to get a cheeky pin somewhere. 5 minutes later, that's exactly what we got. But a really good opening singles match. Especially, HT Drake, he's just solid in the ring. Solid worker, looks fantastic as well. But I say, if you've never seen UNG Mackie before, you definitely have to go out your way. Sorry. You have to go out your way to check him out. And I'm sure you'll see him in future shows with Bleeding Gums Wrestling as well. And hopefully, get this guy booked. If you've got an independent promotion, get this guy booked. He's very, very talented, very entertaining. But both good show from both those guys, and a great win for UNG Mackie. Alright, so sorry. So after that match, we had another sort of England versus Scotland match. There was quite a few of those. You're going to get those sort of matches on the card, but we had a great, lovely singles match with Blue King Sharp from Glasgow, who I've never seen before, but I've heard much about, and very, very interested to see him. Excuse me. Sorry, I've just coming off a cold, so the last. This is why the video's been about 2 weeks late. So it had a family emergency, and then obviously I was very, very ill for about a week and a half. So trying to hold my coughs in. That's what got the coffee here. Anyways, so yes, we had Luke King Sharp taking on the comedian in Nathan Black from down south. I think a lot of people. First time I heard about Nathan Black was obviously at Rise. I love his promo work. The man can talk, definitely, and he's got a lot of charisma too. And this match was another sort of, you got the big Englishman, the comedian with the money and the charisma and whatever and the muscles, and you got little Luke King Sharp coming in there for Scotland. And sort of Nathan Black looking at him, not really taking him seriously, like, look at this guy, what's he going to do? But no, Luke King Sharp, who I've heard much about. I really enjoy his selling as well. Luke King Sharp can sell, by the way. He looked fantastic, and it really started. Nathan Black, the things he can say during a match. I'm trying to remember exactly what he said to some people. He made a comment about diets and divorces, I think, to a woman in the crowd. That got a bit of a pop. That was quite funny. And I say he's quite entertaining with the crowd, and he was healing it up. Obviously, being in Scotland, you've seen his promo. He was just in lovely, beautiful Mexico, and now he has to come to cold, lovely Scotland. So, excuse me. So sorry about that. But look, yeah, as I say, these are the two singles matches, and and Luke King Sharp pulled out the win. I want to say it was another surprise roll-up, but I don't think it was. I need to go back and rewatch these matches. But two fun individual singles matches. Another way to warm up the crowd to what's about to come along. But yeah, so the opening Scrabble match and the two opening singles matches, very much enjoyed. Very good way to sort of warm up the crowd to what they were about to see next. And all the guys involved in this were fantastic. And I say definitely keep an eye out for people like UNG Mackie and Luke King Sharp, because let's face it, Scottish wrestling hopefully is on the rise, and these two guys are killing it at the moment. So excuse me again. So that was all the singles matches, the normal wrestling matches. Now we can get into the good stuff. Now we can get what I say. It's all good stuff, I should say. But let's get into the brutality. Let's get into the reason. I think all of us were there because I'm a deathmatch fan. I'm sure guys like you are watching deathmatch. You're watching death matches as well. So we came to the first ever Bleeding Gums death match, and it was a fatal 4-way, a death in a box fatal 4-way match, and it was originally going to be scheduled as a triple threat. So I'll get into that in a second. So yes, this match was, the lineup as well. Originally, so it was B.A. Rose, Jack Bennett, who I've not seen before, but I've heard lots. I think that guy is huge in Japan at the moment. And also we had and Tomby as well, who you can't beat the slasher that is Tomby. And I've seen him before. I've also seen B.A. Rose before this year's Dead or Alive 4 tournament. God, they were really impressive. Actually, B.A. Rose took one of the most nasty barbed wire spots I've seen at Dead or Alive 4 this year. And Tomby and Big F and Joe, their match at Dead or Alive 4 was one of my matches of the night. And also the fact that Tomby bleeds a lot. So yeah, there was also another entrance. I'd say it was meant to be a triple threat, but unfortunately, I don't know the reasons, and I don't know. Yeah, I haven't spoke to Andy, who runs Bleeding Gums, and I've not spoken with anybody else. But originally, the idea was meant to be Darwin was going to be invading Scotland, and unfortunately, I have no idea. I have no reasons. I have no clue what happened. But he wasn't there. He wasn't at the show, which I was a bit disappointed. I was really looking forward to it. And the idea was he was going to be having a surprise death match with one of the UK's very finest, Antonio Gonzalez, who that's twice now I've seen him getting thrown into matches at last minute, because Dead or Alive 4, it was meant to be Session Moth, Martina and Ali Catch. Session Moth couldn't make it. Antonio Gonzalez comes in, and I was very impressed. I thought I did it. If you go watch my review on this year's tournament, it was the first time I've seen him, and I thought this is a young guy who's got a definitely big future coming up in deathmatch wrestling. And again, he got chucked into this. So again, he was meant to have a match with Darwin, so they chuck him into the 4-way. And again, though, the guy impresses me as always. And all 4 of these guys, holy shit! Should we get into some spots here? Because there was definitely some images I'm not gonna forget in a long time. So yeah, as I say, B.A. Rose is very popular. Jack Bennett, I said, I've never seen before, and he's obviously been making a name for himself at companies like Freedom. Freedom's in Japan as well, and I want to say Big Japan as well. I could be wrong. Look, so get into the venue. There's a balcony, and you're thinking to yourself, somebody's gonna have to come off the top of that balcony. Don't know who, but like where I was sitting during this match, watching Jack Bennett crawl up the spiral stairs. Well, you knew what was about to come next, and where I was sitting, I actually had a quite a cool view, because he was above me. So I'm looking towards the ring. You can see the other 3 guys looking up. You're thinking, well, he's about to come down. Jack Bennett coming down with the crossbody. It looked a fantastic spot, and like from where I was sitting and the way he came over my head, I was actually I wish I filmed it. It was actually fucking cool as hell. But I've seen clips of other angles now of that spot as well. And there's also another spot in that match with Jack Bennett and Tomby getting rather creative with the syringes. So, you got the traditional sort of deathmatch spot where Jack pops the syringe through Tomby's cheek, and they've got water, I'm guessing water in it. Obviously, they push it and it comes out to show it coming out of the cheek. Oh my god, I was like, that's fucking cool. But no, they had to step it up. Oh my goodness. I saw clips of this later because where I was sitting, I didn't get a full view of it. But I've had Tomby getting 2 more syringes. I don't put my coffee down for this. But he basically pierced Jack Bennett's, I want to say his eyebrows. Please tell me it wasn't the eyelids. I'm guessing it won't be the eyelids. No, it couldn't have been the eyelids. I think it went through his eyebrows, the syringes, and he had them, the water gushing, and it was just, you have to, if you go on Instagram somewhere, I'm sure you can find the bloody spot, because fuck me, it was a sight to behold, especially for all those in attendance that never been to a deathmatch before as well, which I'm guessing was quite a few people. Yeah, that's something you won't see on casual wrestling TV on the mainstream at all. So I remember messaging Jack as well afterwards, basically saying that was a beautiful spot, and he just says he does syringe spots. He likes to get quite creative. So, but look, anyways, look, this As I say, there was more. I'm trying to remember what else was in the boxes. I think thumbtacks were definitely in the boxes at one point. I'm sorry, I'm doing this all from fucking memory. I will probably do another review of this bloody show when it comes back out and I can rewatch it again. But for the opening death match for Bleeding Gums, you got 4 absolute banging guys in there. Some fucking memorable spots. Some definitely fucking cool light trim spots in there as well. And all 4 guys absolutely killed it in this thing. And so look, that was the opening death match for Bleeding Gums Wrestling. You couldn't have asked for a better match. So after this match, they had a break. They had obviously, you need an interval so everyone go take a piss, get a drink, and obviously clean up the ring because, from here on out, it's all death matches from this point on. And boy, we were treated. That was a great opening 4-way death match, but after this fucking show definitely stepped up a notch or two. So after our first 4-way death match and after the break, I came back from the bar, and I saw sitting in the corner, well, a big clue to the next match we were about to get, because holy shit, this next match was for the Rise European Death Match title. And the reason I knew it was this next match because it was a Taipei Fist and Thumbtack Kick Pad match. And I got a picture of it somewhere here, I'll put it up. The Thumbtack Kick Pads looked fucking dead serious. I never got a proper look. They had the MMA style, sort of UFC style gloves, and their glass on those as well. I never got a chance to have a proper look at those, but the Thumbtack Kick Pads looked fucking deadly as it is. And this match, this was a Taipei Thumbtack Kick Pad death fight. And I had a wee hand in the editing for the promos for this. And this match, holy shit. So it was Lou Nixon taking on the prize fighter, Scotland's very own Dean Ford. And, for some reason I don't know, some of you might have spotted this, probably a lot of you didn't. I had a bit of a spat online with Lou Nixon. Basically, Lou Nixon was calling an open challenger between the Scotsman. I left a little playful message saying, don't make me get off this couch, Lou Nixon, even though Lou Nixon would fucking murder me in a fucking ring. And then Lou didn't really take that comment too fucking well. And there's been other ones where Dean's posted, I left them some Scotland flags, and I got a very interesting response from Lou Nixon for that as well. And so Lou Nixon, I don't think is a big fan of my channel probably. And recently as well, I just got sent as well. I don't know if I think he's starting to take the piss now, because I got Lou Nixon. Well, at first I thought he's clearly taking the piss out of us, and and if you want to look at the autograph itself, I mean, I appreciate it, but it's somebody obviously taking the mix, so we'll pop that away. So I really wanted Dean Ford to knock the shit out of Lou Nixon in this fucking match. And I was saying to Dean, that Rise European title would look pretty fucking good on him. And we all know Dean Ford. If you've seen his promo, that man has won titles previously. He's actually won 10 Scottish titles in mixed martial art fighting and wrestling. So he was definitely a man who could definitely take on the prick from Newcastle that is Lou Nixon. And straight up England versus Scotland match. These guys, being 2 guys who are heavily involved in mixed martial arts and MMA and stuff like that, some of the strikes and kicks before we even got to the Taipei stuff and the Thumbtack kick pads, these guys were just kicking the shit out of each other. So there were some very impressive strikes and very impressive leg hits as well. Like, God, I wouldn't want to take any of them. And then there was a couple of spots with there wasn't light trips in this match, was there? I don't think there was, but they definitely, it got very, especially when they started, getting into the. First off, they got into the Taipei stuff, so they had the MMA style gloves with the glass, going straight for cutting each other open. Me, I would have gone for a couple of body hits with those things, but no, they went straight for going in the ring, cutting each other open, and Well, yeah, it was another sight to behold. Sorry, tickly throat. And then, yeah, so these guys went to town on each other, and then finally, we're waiting and waiting to see the thumbtack kick pad, basically. And yes, Dean managed to get away from Lou Nixon for long enough to get one of these thumbtack kick pads on, and he went to town on Lou Nixon's chest and arms. Ooh, the first kick, just an explosion of thumbtacks everywhere, literally everywhere, and God, it looked horrible to take. Excuse me. It looked absolutely devastating to fucking take. And there's already enough blood on the foreheads from the Taipei stuff, but my God, the thumbtack kick pads looked devastating. Unfortunately, and I think he was a bit lucky, Lou Nixon got the win in this match. He retained his European Deathmatch title from Rise. Dean Ford, very, very unlucky in this match. Definitely in there. I think if this went down to a ref's decision and judge's decision, it might have turned out a bit different. But no, again, it was another pin. I want to say surprise roll-up, but I need to go watch these matches again because I'm a fucking idiot. But look, this is one of the matches I was quite looking forward to because I love when someone, I love death matches. And I love a good twist of a death match, and have a death fight with the Taipei, I've seen some Taipei stuff in death matches, and it's fucking brutal to watch. So yeah, this was a lot of fun. Kind of wish Dean won. Thanks for the autograph, Lou. And yeah, hopefully Lou will be back up in March, and hopefully he calms down in the comments section for a bit. Just remember, Lou, your tap water's still shit. So anyways, yep, let's get down to some more deathmatch business, because after this we had a first in deathmatch wrestling. I cannot believe these two have never had a match together, but we had one of the best UK deathmatch wrestlers going right now, especially over in the States as well, with Clint Margera taking on the godfather, I should say, of British deathmatch wrestling in the fucking Iceman, who I've never seen live before. I've obviously went and watched his two famous matches with his son Jack Harp. Holy shit, getting a chance to see. I've seen Clint before, and Clint is one of my favorites. He's one of the nicest guys in deathmatch wrestling. My missus is a huge fan of him as well. But getting to see the Iceman was just, yeah, that was something else. And I say big legend. I can't believe, again, like, how the fuck does this not happen down at TNT, Rise? I have no fucking clue, but Andy, the promoter for Bleeding Gums, spotted this and thought, I'm going to have that on my fucking card. And I'm glad he did, because holy shit, these guys just, I mean, it was your proper traditional deathmatch, but the swinging of these chips, like, oh my God, like, just full force on heads, backs, just, my God, and Iceman proved it again, how fucking tough it is to bring that fucking man down. Because I think it was, his first match with his son was a last man standing match, and the only way he managed to beat him was to nail Iceman to the fucking ring. So Clint had a lot of work to do, and again, these guys it was so hard hitting, so fucking, like, if you go back and watch this match and the way they swing these tubes at each other, it is, oh my fucking God. Like, I've seen some hard hitters, but these guys, just went to fucking town at each other, and then they had, I'm sure there was some barbed wire spots in this. There was like, the carpet strips. Oh, carpet strips are fucking horrible to take. But as I say, for the fact this was the first time ever match, and these guys, Iceman is such a fucking legend in the deathmatch wrestling scene in the UK. Excuse me. Getting to see these two names together, just a fucking dream, an absolute dream. I cannot wait to rewatch that match when I get another chance to fucking watch it again. But I wouldn't say no to these guys. Do this match again, please. Anywhere, somewhere, Bleeding Gums, do it again. It was a fucking great match to watch. Let's say just in awe of, the crowd was so split. People were chatting for Iceman, people were chatting for Clint. I ended up just chatting for both these guys because I mean, it's Clint Margera and Iceman. What more do you fucking want? That's got gold written all over it. You don't need to build it. You know, I've always said previously, it's like I love a build as much as the next fan, but sometimes you just need to put two fucking great names together. You don't need a build. You don't need to fucking have a story. Just put two fucking great names together. And you know that match is going to fucking be a banger. And that is exactly what happened with this match. Two fucking great names. You don't need a story. I don't need a build for this. I know I'm going to fucking enjoy it. And I fucking enjoyed this match to shit. But like, I could definitely go for a rerun of this match. And fingers crossed somewhere they do it. So definitely one to go watch. It definitely... yeah, one to look out for. So, and then we get to, well, there was 2 matches left, and boy, the second to last match, this might be my match of the night. So look, all the matches were fucking fantastic on this. Absolutely loved it. Can't say anything really. I mean, this is meant to review, and I've got literally no cons to this fucking show pretty much. But the second to last match was a match, again, I helped with trying to promote the story, because it was, I said in the last match, you didn't need a story, 2 great names. 2 great names in this match as well. But the story these guys put together, they put a good story together. And I went out my way to edit and hopefully do justice to that story. I like to help out. And it was, the grass is always bloody on the other side, and we were getting Alton Thorne taking on Iceman's son in Jack Harp, and that was the story of this build. The story being that Alton Thorne wants Jack Harp to finally, I think he already has, but to come out of his father's shadow and be his own man. I think Jack Harp already proved that in the fucking 2 matches he did with his dad, because those were 2 of the best matches you'll see this year in Deathmatch Wrestling. But I love the little story of this. Alton Thorne isn't he just one of the most underrated deathmatch wrestlers going right now? Because that's twice I've seen him in matches. I saw him and Clint go at it at Dead or Alive 4 this year, and that match was awesome. I actually really, like, just emotional, great storytelling match. And this was no fucking different. If you go back on my Instagram and my YouTube page, excuse me, you'll see that I tried my best to make a really good edit, tell this story, that yeah, Jack understands that he's in his father's shadow, but he's getting out of it, and trust me, that guy is going to be just as big as legend as his father, and he is right now, because he's fucking fantastic. But holy shit, what a fucking match. Like, and essentially this was a fucking garden match. Essentially garden, because they had bloody hell. Obviously they had light tubes, they had the carpet strips, they had hold on, let me just get my list here. So they had cacti, which there was a spot in that. They had a mini chainsaw, not an electric one. You know the ones that are like it's kind of like a string, but it's all the chainsaw, and it's like the manual one you use. Yeah, if you've seen Alton Thorne's Instagram page, he put a picture up of this weapon a couple weeks before the match, and it was going to be the debut of his new weapon, and that thing was fucking brutal to watch. There was also a grass strimmer in this match, which didn't half surprise me, but at the same time, when you see a strimmer in a live show, it was something. And then they brought out a barbed wire bed. So it was basically just basically a wooden frame with barbed wire crisscrossing, which they laid outside of the ring, and you just knew somebody was gonna go. God, that thing looked horrible to fucking go through. Jesus Christ, it was so fucking gnarly. But yeah, this match was, Christ, where do I even start? Like, there was actually, Joe, I will start with. Joe, I actually liked a lot, and quite a few death matches did this on the show. Start off with some actual wrestling. We had some sideways slams. We had a couple body slams in there. They were running the ropes, and I like that. Sometimes with a death match, yeah, I would love it to start off with a big bundle of tubes getting smashed over someone's head. But sometimes I also enjoy it, when they just actually start doing some wrestling. And but you knew sooner or later this match was just going to get violent. especially when Alton grabs the first bundle and chucks it onto the floor, just missing Jack as he escapes under the ring ropes. But you knew this shit was going to go down, and yeah, it certainly did. There was more light chip spots, bundles getting 2-foot bundles, 4-foot bundles, 6-foot bundles, like just getting smashed. The cacti spot, my god, my girlfriend actually managed to save one of the little cacti, but there was a tray of cacti, pops it onto a chair, and Alton Thorne gets absolute spine busted to fuck through the thing from Jack Harrop. I've seen a video later actually of Alton Thorne at home getting those little cacti buggers out of the bottom of his back. That looked horrible. Because I remember like my missus saved one and I accidentally pricked myself with one of those. Oh gee, and it was quite nippy on the hand. So I can only imagine what it's like taking that fucking spot. Not a lot of fun, I'm guessing. And then obviously we had the strimmer spot as well, which it looked like Jack was going to deliver it to Alton. But then Alton managed to get the strimmer away from him. And then, yeah, that was another spot. Strimmers, that's terrifying. Actually, because I remember during the summer I was using my strimmer to cut my grass. And the thought of taking that to your midsection, yeah, it just doesn't seem fun to me at all. But yeah, fucking great spot though to watch in a deathmatch. And yeah, so like, yeah, we had that, and more light tubes and plant pots and just all sorts of, I think there was thumbtacks in this match too, just all sorts of fucking brutality. And I absolutely fucking loved this match. Absolutely loved it. And the way this thing finished too, you know they're going to definitely have to do this match again. Or there's definitely more to the story going to be happening with this. Keep a fucking eye out. Because this ended up in a no contest. Both guys were on the apron, as I remember sorry. I remember telling you there was a barbed wire bed frame or whatever you want to call it outside. Yeah, both these guys went through it, and Jack Harrop broke his ribs. Now, I don't know if he broke his ribs on that spot or was a previous spot maybe, but he definitely broke his ribs. Alton Thorne then wants to bring out a t-shirt now saying that he broke Jack's ribs. I might have to get one. But yeah, so there was a no contest. I think they both got, I want to say they both got counted. No, they just couldn't get the barbed wire, I think. And then, well, it looks like they still want to brawl, they still want to fight, but the match is over. And I thought they were going to restart the match. I thought, okay, they've called no contest, they're both back in the ring. Maybe they'll just restart the match. No, I think this is actually a little bit better, actually, because we didn't get to find winner, and I kind of like that because they're going to continue this great story. Because Iceman, Jack Harrop's dad, his father, he comes out trying to sort of keep the peace. Okay, lads, you've had your match, let's just chill out. Alton Thorne then puts a light tube over the Iceman's head, and both Iceman and Jack Harrop run Alton Thorne out of the ring. I'm actually shouting at Alton Thorne quickly to run, because having Jack Harrop and his dad Iceman chasing you, that's a scary fucking image, isn't it? I wouldn't want that at all, actually, those two guys after me. So look, obviously I think they're gonna go somewhere more with the story. You can do Jack Harrop and Alton again. Definitely want to see that fucking, I wouldn't say no to seeing that fucking match again, because the first one was brilliant. And you could now do Alton taking on Iceman. Who the fuck doesn't want to see that? I want to see that. Yeah, who doesn't want to fucking see Alton Thorne taking on the Iceman, I'm sure. Excuse me. I want to say I don't know if those two have ever had a match before. I would have to ask Alton, so I would. But, God, this death match, probably my match of the night. This was fucking phenomenal. Just, as I say, the match before, just two legendary names, put them together, you could have a great match. These two guys, great build up to this match, great storytelling. As I say, I edited the promos to make a sort of try and help tell the story, and it was the same with Lou Nixon and Dean Ford. I also did a little edit for them as well, and those guys just put brilliant promos together, where it's so easy to just edit them in one after the bit, and the story just tells itself there. So look, I can't wait to see what these guys do next, Alton, Jack, and Iceman. I don't know where they're going to go with this. I'm sure we'll probably get something maybe down at Rise. I don't know if Bleeding Gums, they want to come back and continue that story. I'll be happy to fucking watch it, because it was fucking damn, it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun to fucking watch this match. So, yeah, that's probably my match of the night. So it was. So I would definitely recommend to go and fucking watch that. Because Alton Thorne, Jack Harp fucking killed it. Absolutely fucking killed it, those two. And then we come to our main event now. And this one, well, this was the first match announced with 3 opponents. Made it a fatal 4-way because the announcement of the fucking Honey Badger. But yeah, this was our Hollywood Hellscape Deathmatch with the guys from Deathmatch Outlaws. You've got Danny Darko, who I've never seen live before, and I was looking forward to. Sad Boy Michael Caden, who I've seen before, and he's always a fucking fan favorite. He's I want to say underrated. He's fucking phenomenal. He's definitely a fan favorite in the UK Deathmatch scene. Big F and Joe, who is he's just been on a tear the whole year. Unfortunately, I don't blame him for not bringing it. I was hoping he was going to bring his Tournament of Death 20 trophy up with him because he had it at TNT. But if you've seen this, I mean, he didn't have it with him, unfortunately, in Edinburgh. But he was driving a lot of guys up in the car. And if you've seen the size of the fucking trophy, I can't really blame him for not bringing it up. But yeah, he's had an incredible go. He won Dead or Alive 4 this year as well. So he's won some deathmatch tournaments. He's beaten some brilliant deathmatch wrestlers. So it's always cool to see Big F and Joe. And then obviously, well, the last entrant of the night, we're all sitting there, and the Neil Diamond's Sweet Caroline starts playing, and everyone's just at this point I had a few beers, we'll say. My singing is you can hear my voice. I'm tone deaf as fuck. But Neil Diamond Carr makes his entrance. I couldn't stop singing. A lot of the people in the crowd couldn't stop singing his fucking entrance tune. And getting to see Neil Diamond Carr, like, he arrived in Scotland. He arrived in Scotland a good 3 or 4 days. I think it was the Wednesday. I want to say he flew in Wednesday or Thursday. I want to say Wednesday. He went to Edinburgh Castle. I think he went to the Royal Mile. They took him for third. Lou Nixon then took him down to that shithole called Newcastle that Lou Nixon's from. I'm only joking. And yeah, as I say, what a name. I mean, look, as I say, when it comes to the UK British deathmatch scene, the card on this show was probably one of the best cards this year for British deathmatch wrestling. But to have the Honey Badger then come out as well in this fatal 4-way was just holy shit. That definitely got people's definitely got some eyes on the fucking product for sure when people heard that announcement. And holy fuck, I got to meet him in a meet and greet, the Honey Badger. Super nice, super sweet, just really great with the fans, just puts a smile on everyone's face. And I say this was a Hollywood Hellscape deathmatch, and then just at the last minute, Neil decided to put up his unsanctioned pro hardcore title up for grabs in this match. And boy, the carnage in this fucking match. If you've seen the photos on Instagram of the ring, the aftermath of the fucking match, and the carnage left in this fucking ring was just fucking mad. It was just carnage everywhere. Inside the ring, outside the ring, brawling through the fucking crowds. Jesus fucking Christ. There was so much tube spots as well. There was a lot of blood. Joe's legs after it. Like, watching Joe, I love Big F and Joe, but watching him wrestle and he's got nothing protecting those fucking legs of his. It's something to watch. It's definitely a bit scary to watch that guy. But we had lots of carnage. We had a double pane glass spot where it was Joe and Darko getting drop kicked by Caden and Neil into the corners for the panes of glass. Now, Darko, when he went to pane of glass, explosion of glass, looked fantastic. With Joe, it was at my corner. I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. The glass didn't break instantly. And then fucking Neil just runs back over and does a forward flip into Joe to break the glass. It looked fantastic. Absolutely brilliant spot. There was also a big shout out as well for the guys on Instagram from Something Wrestling, because they have a Tube Sword who goes to deathmatch shows around the UK and builds these fucking impressive, awesome looking tube swords, like light tube bundles, but like a fucking... You get fan swords and you get like bundle swords and stuff like that. So he came up with the Freedom Sword, So it was a big Scottish claymore, but made out of fucking tubes. So big thank you to that guy for bringing that. That thing looked fucking excellent, so it did. And I mean, holy shit, what else fucking happened in this match? There was just a lot of, oh my god, when Neil had the fucking a friend of mine was asking me what, because he had a, oh my god, what's it called? Kenzai. I think it's called a Kenzai. So a Kenzai is if I understand correctly, a Japanese gardening tool. So it's like a little circular, looks like the top end of a grinder, you know what I mean? And it's got all these tiny little spikes in it. And like watching that getting pummeled into Neil's fucking skull as well, it's just like, Jesus fucking Christ. There was also a spot, there was fucking, oh Jesus Christ. It was just fucking everything in this fucking match. I don't know what to say. It was just so much fucking carnage. But I enjoyed every fucking second of it, especially with the Honey Badger. And he was great with the crowd. He's running about, just fucking, I'd say it's his Scottish, European, and British debut, so it was. So look, it was fucking amazing. And obviously, Neil Diamond Carter picked up the fucking win. He retained his title. Of course he was going to go up in this fucking match. Jesus Christ. But so that was the main event. It was a fucking great main event. And I said, if you've seen some of the pictures and clips, I'm sure you have on Instagram. Fuck me, there was a lot of glass, a lot of blood, and just a fucking awesome main event show. And yeah, that was it. That was the end. That was the last match of Scotland's first ever deathmatch show. Been waiting 6 months for this fucking thing. We finally got to it, and I had high expectations. This did not disappoint. Actually, the only little thing that I could maybe, this isn't a fucking complaint, this is just my own preference, but it felt like one or two of the matches maybe could have gone 5 minutes longer. But I got told later on, obviously with a match cancellation, with Darwin not turning up, and then finding out later on that Bleeding Gums kind of wanted to finish the show a little bit earlier than planned. Kind of makes you look decent in front of the new venue that you're performing in as well. So I can't really complain. Part of me wanted some of the matches to go longer, but finding that out afterwards, can't really complain. And the the length of the show in general, really, really good length. Not long enough that you've got your money's worth. For fucking sure, you got your money's worth out of this fucking show. And just a really good timing. So look, it was fucking phenomenal. I was actually and the fact is, after the show, got in the car with the missus, drove for 1 hour, and I'm home. No hostels, no hotels, no fucking taking, well, I did actually take the week off work for this, but you know what I mean. It made a slight difference for me not having to travel to Liverpool or London, or it was fucking phenomenal. Being an hour later, I was fucking home. Excellent stuff. So as I say, it was historical. That's 2 historical shows I went to this year. I went to the All In show at Wembley, and then I know some people will probably scoff at this, but I still think it was just as legendary, just as historical, was Scotland's first ever deathmatch promotion. And I still can't believe it happened, and it's it's going to be happening more. This is just a fucking dream come true for me. I mean, you all saw in my first ever video talking about Bleeding Gums Wrestling how fucking exciting. And every video I've done up towards this, all the announcements, and just every announcement has just been, I popped. So like when I first heard the announcement for the Honey Badger, huge pop. My neighbor upstairs heard me. Same with Clint getting announced, Iceman getting announced, Alton and Jack's match getting announced, like Scottish wrestlers like Luke King Sharp and Eugene Mackey getting announced too, and Davey Blaze killing it for the Scottish scene. So yeah, more power to Bleeding Gums, more power to deathmatch wrestling in the UK. This scene is hot at the moment. So if you live outside the UK, if you're American, Australian, Japanese, whatever, please support this, because we need more deathmatch wrestling in Scotland and in the UK as well. It's just such a fucking great scene. So please try and support it. And since I'm here as well, we'll do some thank yous, because we definitely got some people to thank here. Obviously, all the wrestlers and all the talent that took part and came up for this show, all the talent that came up from England for this. I know it was a lot of people's Scottish debuts for this, because we don't really have this sort of thing in Scotland. So look, that's the first thing. Thank you all the talent that came. Thank you so fucking much. And also we got to thank the man himself, the guy who put this all together, who all night when I saw him looked like the biggest stress heap ever. But you would be, because it's a wrestling show you're promoting. It's probably one of the most stressful things you can fucking do. Thank you, Andy from Kirkcaldy. Thank you so fucking much from Bleeding Gums Wrestling. Go support his YouTube page. Go support the Instagram page. This guy fucking pulled it off. This man who loves a drink fucking pulled it off, and he did it. Okay, so credit to him. As I say, like, he looked quite. I mean, rather him than me, because if it was me, I probably would have went to a corner, hid, and cried. But no, there was one or two little hiccups, but nothing. Nothing crazy, and the show ran pretty much smooth, and it was fucking great. So thank you, Andy, again. Thank you so fucking much, because you made this wrestling, this deathmatch fans some dreams to come true. So thank you so much. Who else we got to thank? We also got to thank Scott from I think that's his name. Who was his name? From Soul Session Podcast, who did a fantastic podcast with Andy before a couple of weeks ago, just before the show. Please go check that out. I'll leave a link for that as well. He was running about as well after the show doing interviews with the wrestlers as well. And the reason he was going about doing interviews with wrestlers, not just obviously for his own podcast, because the other day they announced that Bleeding Gums, because the show was getting recorded, and they announced that Bleeding Gums Wrestling will be shown on, go subscribe if you fucking haven't, IWTV. That's Independent Wrestling Television. That's for companies like H2O, that's for Rise. I want to see Dude Where's My Ring, but I think they do. I think they put it. So basically, look, the best of the best independent companies pretty much stream on this fucking thing. So if you're not subscribed, go subscribe. I do not have a date. I do not know when the Bleeding Gums show will be put up there. But you're goddamn right. I will be watching it again, and hopefully I will come back maybe with a second review of this show after rewatching it, because I feel like I haven't really done justice to how fucking good this show was. So So thank you to Scott from Soul Session as well. We've also got to thank everyone that helped just everyone helping to promote the show as well. We've also got to thank my good friend Ellie. She is a fantastic deathmatch, not just a great artist for deathmatch, but deathmatch wrestling and wrestling in general. She's a big super fan. She goes to shows in America. She goes to all the shows around Europe. Please go follow her on Instagram. It is at Emerald Neon Suicide. She will happily do custom work. Obviously if you pay her enough. But no, she's a fantastic person. She does great prices for her. Her artwork is fantastic as well. She done a pile of fucking death boards for this, pretty much for the show. Like you might have seen, she did early in the year one for Big F and Joe. She's done B.A. Rose, Michael Caden. She did a Bleeding Gums board. She did two. We actually used one in a match, which I raffled off later, and then we also did another one to give to Andy as a gift. But yes, if you want to go check out Ellie, Emerald Neon Suicide, she fantastic artist, fantastic person as well, and hopefully I'll be seeing her again, Dead or Alive 5 in February. So please go support her work. She's fantastic. Also, please go support the two lads who did fantastic work on the weapons. It was Dean, who usually does, a lot of you will know him from TNT, and I think Rise as well, he works with too. He's a very cool guy, and puts some fantastic weapons together. And he had Ben help him as well, and Ben also runs Riot Zoo Custom Figures. Please go check him out. He does some really fucking cool stuff. He was selling stuff at the show. I will show you here, this lovely little custom made and hand painted as well for detail. This lovely, I don't know if you can see that, my lovely little Neil Diamond Cutter figure, and I fucking love it. I think that looks super cool. He's got the he's got the staple gun there in his mouth and looking very bloody, which is exactly what he looked like after the main event as well. So please go support Riot Zoo, go support Ben. He does fucking cool work, and so they're just two top guys, those two, and just very, very friendly guys. So yes. So announcement wise, yes, I did tell you about the IWTV deal that's happening, and that's how you'll be able to watch this show in the future. But also there was another announcement at the show, which I was already told previously, that is the next Bleeding Gums show. And trust me, it's a fucking hoo-ha. This is a big one. They are doing a Scotland's first deathmatch tournament. We are getting a fucking deathmatch tournament in fucking Scotland. It's going to be called Lust for Death. If you know that reference, it's because it's if we all know that Lust for Life, the Iggy Pop song of the Stooges, for the great Scottish film that is Trainspotting. So yeah, that's happening in March 2024. I want to say they said the 13th, but that's a Wednesday. So I'm gonna double check that. So I'm sorry, I should have been listening more when they announced the fucking date. But it's either yeah. So it's going to be in March anyways. So if you're not going to Dead or Alive 4, if you're not going to GOD down in Hull next year, hey, if you want to come to Lust for Death and see Scotland's first deathmatch show, and I want to say, but nothing's been confirmed, but I think Neil Diamond Card should be coming back for that show. But again, don't quote me on that. There's been no other announcements for that show. But we will be finding out probably in the next couple of months what's going to be happening, how many entrants we're going to get, who's going to be in it, and I think it's going to be 2 shows in one day. I think that's the plan for this. And even better news is, because when you're doing a deathmatch show in a venue that's never done it before, it is a little bit worrying, because you're hoping the venue doesn't shut the thing down. I remember one of the wrestlers saying to me, I'm not going to name drop, but he said, this venue is way too nice looking, and it's a very nice looking venue, the Dissection Room. He reckoned the first light show that gets cracked open, they were going to stop it. But no, it didn't happen. And even better is that Summer Hall, where the Dissection Room is, where they held this, well, they seem to be pretty down with it, because I got a message from good old Alton saying, yeah, it looks like we have a permanent venue now for Scottish Deathmatch Wrestling in Edinburgh at the Summer Hall. That's where Lust for Death will be happening as well. I can't fucking wait for that. So yeah, I think I better wrap this video up, because this might be longer. My longest video I did was about All In, and that was 45 minutes. I think this might be even fucking longer. But can you blame me? Can you blame me for the length of this fucking video? And it's just been, for me, just, wow, what a fucking... I remember this time, was it this time last year? Yeah, I think it was this time last year. Like, I remember going to the first GCW show, coming back from that, and thinking about even trying to start a promotion my fucking self. But unfortunately, I am not smart enough, savvy enough, and I do not have the connections that Andy bloody well has as well to pull that off. And Andy, you've done it. From me to you, mate, you've fucking smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. I can't fault this show. The 3 normal wrestling matches were fun to watch, and all the death matches, just in every match, I know Andy's a big believer that all your matches on your card should slightly be different in each way, and sure enough, these matches were all different and special in their own fucking ways, and I can't get enough. So look, please, if you couldn't make this show, you've got a deathmatch tournament to look forward to in March. Please come up to beautiful Edinburgh, to beautiful Scotland, because I just want to promote this more and more and get this name out there. And the fact that it's in Scotland as well, I think will intrigue a lot of people, because we're kind of known for the violence in this country. So look, anyways, I will probably, I don't know when I'll be back with another video on Bleeding Gums. Probably when they start announcing the stuff for the tournament. So thank you again. Thanks for watching. I hope you support this channel as well. This channel is definitely going to keep supporting the British wrestling scene, the British deathmatch scene as well. And now we're going to hopefully build towards a huge Scottish deathmatch scene as well. So look, thank you again. Thank you for watching all the videos to build towards this huge fucking show in my eyes. And it was a fucking great show. And look, keep an eye out again for IWTV. If you're not subscribed to that, go to us and subscribe. Also, if you want to go to the Bleeding Gums website, which I'll also leave a subscription, I'll leave in the comment section, I'll leave a fucking link. That's what I'm looking for. I'm sure he's still got some of the beautiful merch, the beautiful t-shirts as well. I also got myself a nice hoodie and a nice pack of stickers from them too. Quality is fantastic, especially the hoodies. Get a hoodie if you get a chance. I don't know if he's got any left actually, but the t-shirts, I'm sure he's got some hats left. Anyways, go to the website and fucking buy his merch. Please go buy all the fucking merch. So I will see you again. I'm gonna go take a fucking lie down and maybe have another cup of coffee as well. So look, I hope you guys have a fantastic fucking day today. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you to everybody again that helped with this fucking show. And I will see you again, hopefully not too soon, because I need to start uploading some more new videos soon as anyway. So look, I'll stop wasting your time. You guys have a fucking fantastic day, and I will see you in the future.